Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you, I'm fine. I think we will wait for 5 minutes and begin.
Okay, so I could open my presentation and try to put through it. So you see?
Yes, I see presentation. It's okay.
Okay. I see only 4 participants. We are waiting for somebody else. I don't hear you.
I think we will wait for a couple of minutes after 6, and I will make a short introduction and we will start.
Okay, but now I see only four guys. 3. Such huge interest for my topic.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Okay.
Okay, I think we shall start.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you at our public lecture about data governance, the last lecture in this year. Let me introduce myself. My name is Vasily Garshin. I am a part of a team that is responsible for improvement Master in Business Analytics and Master of Corporate Finance programs. Let me remind you that some weeks ago we have started a series of public lectures at which we allow professionals to tell some interesting topics from finance and big data. And today our guest speaker is Svetlana Bova. She is a chief data officer of one of the largest Russian banks, VTB Bank. She will tell us about data governance from the very beginning to end with some dive in this subject. Data governance is a rapidly grows past years as a subject that helps big data to manage data and to improve data quality. So, what else should I say? The lecture will be in English because we plan to include the data governance course in Master in Business Analytics program as a part of it. That's why we will start to present you this course in English as a first, let's say, as a first lesson. I should say that this lecture will be recorded, and I hope you will also attend more lectures from our teams. And now I should give a word to Svetlana. Svetlana.
Thank you, Vasily.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, dear colleagues and students. So I'm glad to be invited by Graduate School of Management of St. Petersburg University today and introduce my favorite topic, data governance. So some words firstly about me. My name is Svetlana Bova, and really I'm Chief Data Officer of Bank VTB. I have more than 15 years experience in banking technologies, and practically half of my job life I focused on data. First as specialist of finance reporting, then as an expert in data warehousing building, data management, system implementation, and finally, I'm one of the first data governance evangelists in Russia and winner of CDO Awards Premium this year, 2020. What we are speaking today about data governance. It is very huge topic, rather huge, but we have only 1 hour for short review and my presentation, and then have 30 minutes for your question. Please put your hand or write in our chat, and I answer, of course, in the end of our lecture. So I try today to tell you about data governance foundation, give some practice example in what way data architecture is organized in bank. You will have knowledge about main international data governance framework and standards, and in the end we discuss professions related to the data and future perspectives for you. So let's start our journey. As history used to demonstrate, like a picture of Darwin's man evolution from monkey to Homo sapiens or from mammoth to elephant. So we say about data evolution, we say that idea that data, information, knowledge has value appeared centuries ago. And people thought about method and techniques for profitable saving and transferring data and information to other generation. Firstly, it was rock art, cuneiform, then beach bark, scrolls, then printed book, punch card, and since the 50s of 20th century, we could say about technical breakthrough in data storage devices. Volume of data became more and more, and we see the temp speed of technology development impressive. Removable storage devices, because smaller and smaller, now we have in nano chips, and hardware servers become more and more powerful. And from ancient time, people thought about how to organize proper registration of each data object. Then firstly, it was libraries. It's usually, we all know this term. Then data governance as a separate discipline appeared only in 1916 with ADAPSA, the Association of Data Processing Service Organization, which for a data management advice with an emphasis professional training and quality metrics. Then at 1980, burned DAMA, Data Management Association International. And it is their concept that it used as the Bible in data governance, I should say. And in our modern time, there are a lot of, and appeared many new association communities, because this direction become very popular and is scaled. And even in Russia, we see that appeared Big Data Association now, a very, very known association, I should say. But till now, like ACCA for finance and accounting, DAMA is ground for data governance. In accordance with the IDC research, the volume of data till 2025 will grow till 175 zettabytes. Try to imagine how it is big. Let's visualize one CD disk, and the equivalent stock of these disks will be in 23 times longer than distance from the Earth to the Moon. So IDC forecast that 40% of this great volume of data will be from entertainment area. More than 50% will be generated by IoT, Internet of Things, and about 30% of data will need real-time processing. It is important to understand that speed of hardware producing, development of hardware must be able to support such significant data growth. I show this brightly a picture, and maybe they more close to your new generation. It's slide interesting about what happens in internet per 1 minute, and compare 2017 and 2020. It's amazing, you see, because volume of, for example, Instagram posts increased practically in 100 times. Consumer spends more than $1 million per 1 minute inside internet. And usage of online conference resources like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, WebEx, and so on appeared on this dashboard only this year, but with significant figures. I give link below the slide. You could analyze more deeply yourself. And now I would like to go to the next slide and go down from, and go down from the Earth, space, to the Earth. I want to talk about data inside each organization. Each company usually provides some services or some production or some product to its client, and what type of data we have inside organization, and which data is important for make business. Of course, first of all, it's data about client, contracts, contact with clients, some deals, some reporting, but there are a lot of inside information, such as information about their employee, sales offices, and a lot of techniques information were not visible for client at all, about IT system, about some logistic scheme, and so and so. So I would like to give you some example. It's usual bank and usual data architecture of usual bank. So what you see, just remember, when you contact bank, for example, for getting some card, what your personal experience, you see bank and touch bank only on the top level. So you could call to bank, pay by card, have cash, or some visit to office, or make a request through internet by your mobile devices. But majority of system data and operations you don't see even, and don't even imagine that there are a lot of system inside each bank to organize and to govern data from the beginning to the end, to give you this care card and make proper records inside all these systems. So on front office system level, it's layer with client interfaces where you could make deposit, make requests for loans, for treasury deals, etc. Then in the middle part, it's layer of back office system where bank make fixed concrete records about concrete deals, concrete operation. When you transfer your money to your friend, on this layer, we put some concrete debit, credit, concrete correspondence and concrete money for each operation. And on analytical layer, I should say it will be interesting for data analysts, for data professions. We have some data lake solution, data warehousing, some analytical BI instruments, and there we calculate some type of reporting, create a model of client behavior, for example. And what's important to say on this slide, that data governance, it's a transversal discipline from end-to-end process, because all that data governance procedures should cover full data flow from start client's interface till displaying its records inside, for example, regulatory reporting. So what is it, data governance? You could find more than 100 definitions in different materials, different books, different articles inside of internet. It's really modern talking, and so a lot of definition, but more close to me, it's second link, that this is a complex of organization and technical activities for improving efficiency of data collect, processing, storage, and usage of data. And in real practice, all of these definitions related to people, process, and technology. More responsibilities and all of this data governance leads to introduction inside company, new roles and competence. For example, CDO, Chief Data Officer, who is responsible for full data governance process implementation inside organization, training people, providing of data culture, and providing the relation to data as valuable assets. Data owner is very, very important role. He is responsible for data notification, correct definition of each element, attribute, its quality, and knowledge about full life cycle of each elementary data object. And of course, they should know about where in IT landscape this concrete field data users could find. So, and data quality manager, it's people who each day, sorry, but data quality manager, it's people who each day clean data, make process of data flow transparency for all participants. From changing management processes point of view, data governance should become part of main processes of all organization, beginning from strategy creation. Because when you create strategy and put in the focus of data strategy, what we should do with external data? Should we make democratization with our partner for create some new product based on data and our common profit from this data inside? About speed decision making, because where you give data online, the decision you could make online, and it's good value for our business. And of course, in product and service creation, from point of view of IT production, when we in touch of where we change our IT landscape, of course, data governance become part of change management, release management, incident management, and finally access management. For supporting of this data quality, data governance implementation, there are existed different specialized tools. Now we have unfortunately too little time, because each this point it's for 1 hour, but I just specified only main. So for example, a business glossary, it's like Wikipedia for all data that we use inside organization. They consist of information about each attribute. For example, what is it client? What is it active client? How we calculate number of active clients inside company? What is it address, and where in what IT system, in what field we could find this information? You know, it's something like Yandex Navigator in data map of each organization. And data lineage tool for visualization of this track of this data map and data flow to understand route and proper way to direct to needed points. So, and data quality tools distinct for control and monitoring and data quality. As I say in the beginning, there are a lot of now association and company who is concentrated on data governance and their creation, modification, and improvement of this concept. But my personal recommendation to use as basic one of these 3 fundamental standards. First of all, it's Dhamma book. It's body of knowledge about data, and now I'm glad to say that now it is available even in Russia. Second, it is Enterprise Data Management Council maturity assessment scorecard. It's very useful scorecard. And finally, Gartner Enterprise Information Management concept. But in the core of all the is following main direction concerning data. It's data architecture, how it organized inside, how we organize data inside all components of IT landscape. Metadata management, it's metadata, it's data about data. And that, then all about data modeling and design, topic about data integration and data storage. Separate topic is data security, documents and contact, together with all law aspects related to data. For example, you know, we have Russian regulatory concerning personal data and security of personal data. And for example, we have law concerning intellectual property or different type of secret, medical secret, governance secret, and so and so. And the part, even direction of data governance cover these aspects. And more technical part, it's concerning data warehousing, how it organized, where dictionary, where some layers, what is it data core, what is it data market, what is it BI, and so and so, and data lakes, and master data management and refresh data management. I should say that each this direction of data governance will be covered and described in detail with many practical cases on our new course about what Vasily said on MIBA new updated program next year. So you're welcome. You could find this in our next program. On next slide, I put 3 options of CDO office organization. It's rather different, have their advantages and disadvantages, but it's international experience. For Russia, it's not traditional, but I see a lot of variants. First options where CDO, it's report to CIO, it's director who's responsible for IT, and the focus of such CDO is more on technical, and the link with business is not so close. It's not so good, but it's a real practice, and practically all Russian companies begin from such direction. Second option, where CDO reports directly to CFO, finance director of company, and there his focus of his activity, this CDO, more concentrated on finance, searching of business effect, money, and calculation of new opportunities from finance side. Not so about technique, but more about finance, about figures. And from international practice, the highest level of data governance maturity level, it's when CDO is directly reported to CEO. It's from international experience. It's example, for example, Netflix and some companies which business based only on data buying, data selling, and so on. And this focus of CDO on creation of new product based on data, for example, good representative of such options, it's company ABI, maybe you know. And CDO in Russia and in the world could combine 3 different functions, and I see a different variant of this mixed This is, I called some triangles, so governance and data quality, big data, and data warehousing, data lake creation, development, and support. And in what frame it could be organized, it depends on each company, even in culture, data culture, and about depend on scale. In huge company, usually these roles split it on 3, and each CDO covers only governance and data quality. Separate center of competence, concentrate on big data solutions and creation new value from data and data modeling in this part, and more technical like engineering, concentrated on data warehousing, building and supporting. Of course, organization of governance could use centralized structure or federative operational model. It too depends on each company and its strategy. But in any case, it should be done data governance operational committee, where people, employees, staff discuss questions concerning data, problem with data, data insights, some idea, brainstorming of idea of new usage of data, ideas of creation of new product, and data steering committee on the top level to involve more top management inside data topics. It's very, very important, and only one of aspects of success for data governance implementation. It's more involving of top management and understanding that data, it's real value, provide real value. Of course, it's about money, and all data governance initiatives provide and aimed to getting money. For me, I split it types of money effect, profit effects on 3 blocks. First of all, I highlight new business opportunities based on data. It's more popular dimension. It's about big data. It's about machine learning, artificial intelligence, and so. But I should say that all these big data initiatives couldn't be successful without real data quality, I should say. And all this huge work, which concentrated on more low layer of work with data, I describe below. So, and percentage of success story from 100%, it's now in the whole not more than 30%. So there are created a lot of hypotheses of data massive, but in real life with real business effects, now only 30% of this gives a real value. But we need these exercises. We need to invest in this direction. It's very, very important because it's our future, this part. Second, it's all activities aimed in increasing efficiency in processes. What I mean, it could be reducing time for getting some correct information, some correct report. For example, making automated data quality controls instead of using people, or some online decision-making in processes instead of long approval people procedure, and etc. So it's about cost of time, cost of our people resources, and speed. Finally, it's more costly infrastructure topic. What I mean, it's hardware, cost for licenses, and different servers. And if make data governance in proper way of data storing, for example, split code data, which we used more than other type, and code data and remove on different hardware, we could give global economy for company, and it's important to make attention on this part of budget. Final part of my presentation dedicated to you as a future specialist and future manager, and maybe current manager, and maybe some of you will want to link your career path with data. And these closing 2 slides help you to understand better your personal mission in that data world. From practice point of view, what we do with data on different stage of the data life cycle. I come from the bottom to the top. So we collect data from different data sources, from internet, from some networks, and inside company, inside our IT system. We store this data and transferring this data and calculate more data based on incoming data. Then we clean data and make some duplication. Second level, we have and could make data analysis with some maybe data enrichment from external sources, with data visualization, because for taking decision for top manager and middle management and for management, they need a very clear vision on a very simple picture about profits, about figures of business effects, about forecast of new product selling, for example, or maybe even about our forecast for next 5 years, about the behavior of our clients, and where we should more invest for serious strategic benefit in future years. And the top level of hype and top level of data using and data manipulated with data, it's of course artificial intelligence and machine learning, where we learn machine, and machine give us new insight and new possibilities for new services. It's all about data monetization and data valorization. What I should say there more, on each level of this data action, there are pool of data professions, and now and in the future, the demand on data specialists in these areas on each level, I repeat, will only grow in a similar way to the data growth schedule, which I show in the beginning of our presentation. And the end, I should say about top profession with very good salary, I should say, and very good perspectives for next 5-10 years, and would like to discuss and to make more information about this specialist. First, about this part, it's about data analyst. It's make responsibility to make different analysis and create conclusion based on data concerning different business function. Data engineer, it's more technical career, and he need to have good expertise in infrastructure from one side, different instrument and technology for catching data, loading, transforming data, and safe and optimal format for future using. Data scientist, it is something creative designer of future with good mathematics and statistic knowledge and mixed with fluent technical data engineering skills. You remember on the top, data mining, it's a very difficult profile because it's profession for people with non-standard, some creative thinking, because you need to be able to see some unknown, non-trivial, even unexpected things in some usual data massive. Data designer and data architect specialize on design database to create some data model, data hypothesis, and from these two guys depend how database will be organized for other data users. And final, two career, they are rather young from one point of view, but very, very promising a lot. It is IoT analyst who translate all data flow from clever devices to some data insight, which is useful for business progress. And finally, data linguist. I personally call them something like teacher for robots. So somebody need to learn robot, chatbots, clever assistant, give them speech, words, and proper phrases for client communication with client, and some reaction. It's about language and about psychology. It's very interesting profession. It's very perspective direction, I should say. And I wish that these 8 main profession will be our future and will be demanded all over the 10 or even 15 years. Really, I finished my basic part of presentation, so really shortly. And now we have even 40 minutes for maybe your question. You could put your hands or make some writes on our chart. You are welcome.
Svetlana, thank you very much for your insightful presentation, first of all. I don't see questions in chat on the Telegram channel, so I will ask a question myself. The first question, I have 3 questions. The first question is, how many people or experts work in your department? if we compare your department, maybe not department, a group of experts which are responsible for data governance. If you compare this group to the whole IT department, which proportion of data governance specialists is?
So if we say about Bank VTB, first of all, I should say that we use a federative model, operational model. So it means that we have a rather small CDO office as centralized function and different local CDO offices in each business line. For example, we have CDO office inside retail department, inside corporate department, inside finance, inside risks. It's not more, it's about 10, 15 people, but they work under data governance principle, data governance procedure implementation, and data quality framework. Concerning, and we have mixed function, as I say. So data governance and data quality centralized, and all technical concerning data warehouses concentrated on separate data department, and big data expertise concentrated on the third part and third department. And for a number of people in the whole in IT and inside people, it's more than 1,000 persons. In department of DVH and data lake, it's about 700 people who is concentrated on big data solutions, some practice in Hadoop, and these tools. It's not more than 150 people, but all it's internal stuff. And we come and we communicate and have partner from IT company, of course, for getting some project. So something like this. And
Yes,
I have very not so big team. It's not more than 10 people, because it's governed and implementation of all processes, and my main topic to organize in proper way other people inside company. It's a rather difficult topic. Some more question, Tatiana.
I see a question from Tatiana.
Thank you for giving me the chance. Thank you very much for your presentation. And my question is twofold. First of all, you mentioned several data professions. How do you think, what about you? Who are you in this palette of professions?
I'm CDO, first of all, and CDO, it's top level of career path, I should say, for all data specialists. And as I say, I began from analytical, and I was data analytics and finance analytics. Then I was data warehousing expert. Then I go through CDO as governance and policies. I create policies, processes, and organize people to make money from data. So it's a top of this
pyramid. Thank
yes.
you, I understand. What do you think about our students? Our students, not all of them have technical background at all. So they have some social sciences background or managerial or economical background. How do you think whom we can prepare here in Graduate School of Management?
From a point of view of data governance, even not technical people with not technical ground, not technical skills, could have a good experience, for example, like business glossary administrator, for example, or data participant in as from side of business. For example, we have a CDO office in finance, and they are responsible for data definitions. So they need to accumulate on information, what is it, this field, and what is proper formula for this calculation. And it's needed not so technical knowledge, but finance knowledge and methodological understanding of, for example, IFRS reporting. And we have such representatives in CDO office from side of business owner, because business owner is people from business side, but with focused of definition of all data from business point of view. So yes, I should say this course will be very useful for such profiles.
Thanks a lot.
If there is no more questions, I will ask the next one. As far as I remember, you told us that you use machine learning tools and advanced analytic tools in your data governance processes. Could you please provide us some examples of such use? Something when you use like machine learning algorithm to improve the data quality, or maybe something like this.
Vasily, it's on for Bank VTB. It's only our future, I should say, because all this year we will be concentrated on our first level of data governance implementation to create a business glossary and to get one language to each people in each department, because you know that VTB, it's more than 50,000 people, and for example, determine what is it active client, it's a discussion under 4 months, I should say. But of course, our future to use algorithm of artificial intelligence for searching of some data quality incident and to create automated framework for fixing these data quality mistakes. But it's not current situation, it's only our plan, I should say. But we have first steps, and we have rather good data lineage instrument where we could see all traffic of data flow from a source through back office system till the end users, and could forecast impact analysis, make impact analysis for identification of core reason of some data mistakes. And it's good progress for such journey, because in a huge company it's rather difficult and a long journey. And for example, for some small company, you could organize all this governance history for 1 year, but for huge it's 3, 5, 7 year even. So it's a long journey, and you need patience for and motivation for be able to go to success, to come to success.
Okay, thank you. And my last question is, if you compare like a legal landscape, or let's say a legal environment in Russia, or maybe in Europe or in USA, and which landscape is more hard or for data governance purposes? Let's say which legal limits affect the data governance targets more? In which country?
It's more than one question. So I should say that, for example, all this history of data governance come from America, and all big data, contents, instruments, metrics, methodics, and technicals come from America. For example, if even compare America, a level of big data specialist and big data technology of America and Canada, America on the top. Europe, it's not so higher and haven't not so much specialists inside this, but they have very strong regulation. What I should say that a lot of topics inside data governance concerning type of data, security data, and Europe, it's has a very strong regulation concerning, for example, personal data. And as you know, they have some GDPR standards where all citizen, Europe citizen, could and have right to protect their own data and to get request to company to delete their personal data, and they have the right. And all these strong regulator based and inside of data governance, because it's consider types of data and legislation concerning data. One question about Pavel, I see.
Yep. I will turn on the microphone for him. Yep.
Hello. Yes. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah. Thank you, Svetlana, for very interesting lecture. I have one question. You said that you are currently building this system in your bank. What company, what bank is a benchmark for your system?
When we choose the instrument for data governance framework, we based on the Gartner quadrant and leader of Gartner, because unfortunately, or maybe not unfortunately, in Russia, data governance is not so wide and not so many good implementation that I see. So I see good implementation in Sberbank, but it's partly. They have a good data fabric, but not full data lineage, not data definition through some centralized instrument like business glossary. So it's partly. And they have a good big data practice, but full stack inside Russia it doesn't exist. And we maybe the first who in Bank VTB implement 3 module of basic and fundamental block. So business glossary, data quality, and data lineage. And we use Informatica as instrument, and it's leader of Gartner quadrant for such type of instruments.
Thank you.
Some more question? Alexei, you are welcome. Nice to meet you. We don't hear you.
Svetlana, thank you very much for the presentation. I think that you try to cover a very challenging area of the human knowledge, just how to make some order and decrease entropy in the world. But because it seems something like infinite problem about the way how the data appears, how they live, and how they end their life in some systems. What is your expectation? Because in the old days, then the data was pretty small and everything can be managed easily. It was a quite possible to develop and to run some kind of the structured system where everything goes in the right place, right thing in the right place. And then nowadays, the speed of new data generation exceeds the abilities of any advanced data analytics to put them in a proper structure. Do you think that this is an unsolved problem, that the more efforts you put in making it in a structured way, the less and the far away you are from the final destination to have it in the best possible way presented? And maybe solution lay in some other areas that you can find out not the traditional approach with the proper data conversion, aligning data models, etc., but running for living with the anarchy in the data structure and invent some other tools that provide you the way how to navigate around it.
It's some philosophic question, because it's something like, could you live in house where all things are in house? So maybe when you live alone in such a trash house, so you could find something easily. But in all companies, we have people come, people leave companies, and we need to get and to this knowledge of where data exists and what we do with this type of data to come and to transfer to other generation, yes, and other people. And of course we could live in house, but to make sure that we spend our money and invest our money good, not build a huge house when we have trash in this small house. Yeah, we could buy more and more and more houses to put somehow chaotic data, but without understanding what is useful from this house of data and what is trash, it's only loss of money, I should say, because it's some information, not voices, some trash. So I don't even find a proper way, a proper word. I prefer to think that order in data, it's a really good thing for all company. But from other side, you say right that maybe we need to use some new future generation tools for proper data organization. And for example, inputting metadata inside code in point of inputting new data or calculated new, or maybe automated of creation subpart of codes with this registration of notification of data. Yes, in such way, it could be fully automated with good data repository, but without this coordination and this data Yandex Navigator, it's not it's loss of money, so it doesn't work, I should say.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Svetlana.
And maybe it's not so clear from my presentation. Data governance is not only about techniques. It's you don't afraid at all, because it's more about organization, people organization to direct destination and to give understanding and transparency view on where we have which data, with which context, with which quality of this data, for what purposes we used it. And it's not only technical specialists, it's only a lot of business involvement in this concept. So, and all our course of next year about data governance, full or corporate data essentials, will be aimed practically half on topic of processes, peoples, and different types of data, and concerning question about this and laws about personal data and different other aspects. So don't afraid to register on this course if you haven't even technical background, because it will be interesting even to make some practice cases, for example, how to describe data flow with data processes, for example, how orchestrating your data when you come to some travel agency to put some trip. So and we teach you as it seems inside of travel agency from your side, and what is about data governance on this part of business processes, for example. So
okay. As far as I see, we have no more questions. So
it's shortly. Roman, note, yes.
Yes, I see, Roman. You are welcome.
Thank you, Vasily. Thank you, Svetlana. That's my image here. So I will take courage to ask maybe some kind of silly question, because I'm not a data specialist, and I'm familiar with the term valorization in the context of overestimation of different values. But would you please explain a bit more in detail what data valorization means? What is it for, and how can it be used? Maybe it's a silly question.
Okay, I try to explain on the one simple example. For example, you are as Bank VTB, we are Bank VTB, and I represent you from Bank VTB, and we understand that we would like to have some forecast for client behavior, for example, their hobbies and so on, and we would like to analyze and predict the allocation for better promotion of better solution, better product for him. But inside information, it's not enough, and you take decision to have partners, for example, with Rostelecom, and changing some anonymized masking data, but with some taxonomy of some pattern, for example. And this means that your data democratization bring value not for you, not only for you, but for your partner too, and data become themselves and separate assets, which gives money, and which could be sell and buy, of course, with all restrictions. So it's some simple example, and of course this partner platform, data platform, it's about data valorization, to make value, to make more and more value from data and based on data. And maybe second good example, you know, all of you in Moscow and St. Petersburg, and I know example of Moscow, inside underground there are a lot of sensors inside all stations and tourniquets and all cameras and so on. And they, on big data solution, create some model of forecasting a request of schedule of trains to optimize time for road, for way from home to the job destination. But when they implement this model, they see that it's optimized time only inside underground, and then they come out so and combine their model together with information from buses, trams, and all transport in Moscow, and then they synchronize, based on this data model, synchronize scheduling of buses and trams and underground all together, and only then they have value for citizens, for economy time. So it's two very good example of data value creating for each part.
Thank you. Thank you.
And of course, a good example, we don't even mind about some scared things when you, for example, lose your baby or something like, not baby, not only baby, but people. And of course, we think about data security, but when something horrible happens, for example, information about telecom operator, our Megaphone, Rostelecom, Beeline, and so for last location, or maybe to get some SMS, some message for mobile phone who will be close to this man or this child. It's very useful to find men. It's a really good usage of data in such topics.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Svetlana. Thank you all for coming. Please visit our page with guest lectures. Stay tuned. And I think this is all for today. Thank you and bye.
Thank you very much for your invitation, and I would like to be part of your next program, and I hope that it will be interesting topic course for all students of business school. Thank you very much. Bye. Have a good day and Merry Christmas. Yes.
And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes. Bye.
Светлана,
Bye.
спасибо большое.
Спасибо вам. Я с вами
До свидания.
До свидания.
Спасибо.
Да, до свидания.